All right, so I just wanted to introduce myself a little bit so that you can know a bit about me because I'm new and some of you are also new to Lincoln. My name is Mrs. Mailen. I will be teaching chemistry and anatomy and physiology this year. I am originally from Wisconsin. I don't know if any of you have been there, but it is pretty close. I really enjoyed living in the Madison area, and that's where my family is currently. And I love this season, so fall is my favorite, but I also really enjoy winter sports and snowboarding. This is me and my brother snowboarding. I went to a small state school in Wisconsin called University of Wisconsin-River Falls. I graduated there in 2012 with a Bachelor's of Science in Biology Education and Chemistry minor. I finished my master's degree in 2018 from Lamar University in Texas. I then moved to Morocco, which is in North Africa. After my first year teaching in Wisconsin, I met my husband there, Mr. Mailen. He's actually working in KCKPS at a high school there. This is Casablanca, where we lived. It was a huge city and a huge change from living in relatively small area of Wisconsin, but it was beautiful and right by the beach. Our school, you could actually see the ocean from, and it was gorgeous. After 3 years there, my husband and I moved to Dalian, China, which is in far north China. You can see there. Actually, they describe China as a chicken, and the Dalian is like the gobbler of the chicken. We lived in a small town actually that was called Jinshitan, which was like a suburb of Dalian, so kind of like Olathe to Kansas City. And it was actually the beach town. It was really, really pretty, and there was mountains you could hike in and go bike riding. It was really, really nice. And it was considered small China, which is really crazy because the population of like the surrounding area is like 10 million people, which is not small. There I coached cross country. This was us at a meet in Guangzhou. And I also helped my husband, Mr. Mailen, with debate. And this was a debate at a local Chinese school. After 2 years in China, we moved to Paraguay in South America. It's kind of like the Kansas of South America. It is landlocked. It's a big agricultural farming society, and they speak Spanish there. But what's really cool about Paraguay is they actually also speak one of the native languages, Guarani, and it's actually recognized as a language, which is pretty cool. In Paraguay, we welcomed our first daughter, Eliette, I guess our only daughter, Eliette, in July 2019. And so I taught physics there our first year there and our second year there, and I just stayed with Eliette at home. This is us on a walk in our neighborhood, one of our last days in Paraguay. We actually were on an embassy evac flight in April due to COVID, and got back to Kansas City a little bit early. My husband and I obviously really liked to travel, so I just included a few pictures from our favorite places. This is set in France along the Mediterranean. We love all things Mediterranean. They had super good seafood here, and we just kind of acted like locals and went to the market every day, and it was super great. When we were in China, we got to travel all over Asia, and we actually went to New Zealand for 3 weeks for Christmas one year. And we camped the whole time. We bought like a $20 tent and drove around in a rental car, and it was amazing. This was us hiking a really beautiful mountain range in New Zealand. We also got to go to really cool places in Southeast Asia. This is in Angkor Wat in Cambodia. One of our favorite countries in Southeast Asia is Vietnam. Just amazing food, amazing people, just a great place to visit. And then we really didn't get to take many trips in South America due to having Eliette and COVID. But this was last Christmas in the Atacama Desert, which is a high altitude desert in Chile, in northern Chile. It was so cool. It's a part of the salt flats, which are also in Bolivia. And then for Thanksgiving, we got to go to Buenos Aires for a short little weekend trip. Elliot was only about 3 months old, and it was very fun but tiring to walk around with a 3-month-old. But yeah, I'm glad I got to share a little bit about you. I am asking for you to make a little, what is called a thing link about yourself. This is my thing link. And I just kind of tagged some information about myself. Most of it I've already talked about in my video. Directions for what kind of information I want from you are on your task card for this unit. But I look forward to getting to know you a little bit and kind of bridging that gap between technology and not being in person.